Hey, hey, hey. Back for another bossy conversation. It's an early one, y'all. Usually here later, but we here early today. And I'm waiting on my boss. The boss we have coming in today, Miss Amber Nyree, owner of Crowned and Canvas. And we're going to talk about her other businesses. I'm going to let her tell us about her other businesses. But we bossy. Hey. Hey. Thank y'all for tuning in. Whether you come in while we live or you come in late, I appreciate you tuning in. I got another big boss coming in today. This is the youngest boss that I've talked to so far. I'm so happy to highlight her. Hey, 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 sis. Very happy to highlight her because she is a young boss. And, it's always good to see younger people making boss moves early in the game. So, yeah, Miss Amber, we waiting on you to come in. Amber Nyree, Boss Conversations. We coming up early today. I know a lot of people are at work, but y'all be sneaking on the book anyway, whether you're at work or not. So, yeah, thank you for tuning in. I had a really good time yesterday. My boss conversation with Miss Sarita B Fitness. Hey, you guys, remember she had 2 slots left. So y'all go in there. Y'all make sure y'all fill up one of her slots. Come on, Amber, I already sent your request. I sent your request already. Miss M's. Let me see. Hey, Brandy. Hey, Devin. Devin been a ride or die with Miss Amber Nyree for life. Loving it. What's up, Elijah? Thank you for tuning in, bro. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, Miss Phyllis. Hey, cuz. What's up, Phil? Amber, I don't know if it's because you're on your laptop or what, but come on. Thank you so much, Cherie. Here you go, Amber. There you go. I think. Cherie, I'm proud of you too, boss. Proud of you too. Hey, Miss Sarita.
Okay, y'all, I'm on my phone now. I'm waiting for this app to download in order to do this on my computer. Because I think I need Chrome to do it on the computer. But anyway,
Ah,
I'm here.
good to know. So now you
Rising.
know. Let me
Yeah.
let me adjust
Come on.
my camera so I'm in the camera. All right. So yeah, now you know. So if you need to go on live yourself, you know that you can't use that computer until you get it right. You working like I was working the other day. Got to download those apps.
I'm like, why are you
Nephew.
trying to play me at the very last minute?
All right. Are you in the salon?
I'm in the salon so that I have a little bit of, visual for y'all.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for giving us the visual. What's up, brother Ty? So, hey, Tiara. Hey, cousin. Look, you got support, girl. You got your team on here. It's early in the day and you still got a good support team on here. So this is what's up.
Thank you
As you
for your
guys see,
love, y'all.
Miss Amber Nyree is in her salon. I'm trying to talk until she get it together over there. She all
Because my phone is okay. So Chrome is
you're
downloaded.
good.
I might be able to switch over in a second. But
No, you
yeah.
ain't switching over nothing, ma'am. No, don't. You
Okay.
ain't switch over. You gotta stay there. You look good. The
Okay,
background
well,
looks good. You
right here.
sound good. It's all good. And we don't want to kind of, mess up our energy with you trying to finagle with your technology. So let's roll with your phone. It's doing
Let's
good.
do
If
it.
somebody call you, just bump them on out the way. You ready to do this?
Yes, yes.
All right. As I said, thank you guys for tuning in. We got Boss Conversations with Janeah. Today, my boss is Miss Amber Nyree. She is the youngest boss that I've spoken to thus far, and this is awesome. I'm definitely here and ready to give her her flowers. She is another boss that I've known all of her life since she's younger than me. And we'll talk about how I know her a little bit later because right now I only want to honor her as a boss and I don't want to honor anything else. So let's get into it, Amber. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So, what is the name of your business? What is your name? And what area do you service or areas?
Okay, so my name is Amber Nyree. As you can see, my last name is Fitch, but I go by Amber Nyree, and all my social media handles will say the Amber Nyree on them. My business name is Crown and Canvas, and we specialize in everyday natural glam. And what was the other question you asked me? Was that it or no?
No, what areas do you service?
Oh, my areas I service. So in Crown and Canvas, I've touched a lot of different things over the years, but I realized that my specializing in natural hair and silking out natural hair, coloring natural hair. As you can see, I'm a short hair blonde now. So
Wait,
blondes
wait,
are
wait, hold on. Why can we not see the whole blonde?
you can
You
see
just
it. You can
say, girl, girl, take
it was
that
a little
hat
cold,
off.
so I didn't want to go outside with my hair wet, if we being honest. If we being honest.
Okay. Okay,
So
well,
yeah,
we not
my
outside, so I want you to
I
show
know.
your golden glory. I'm sitting here like, why you got a
Okay, but
hat
let me
on? You
throw
just
this on
did this.
I can't have my hat on. You got your hat on.
I'm not a
I
beautician,
can't have my
and I
hat
didn't
on.
just put this beautiful color on my hair. So you know what I'm saying?
Well, I see
You
my
over
hair.
there with the golden girl.
You know, it's
But
almost platinum. We're almost there. But yeah, that's my specialty,
almost
like
there.
blondes and natural hair. I also do a lot of lock styling now. We like fun color too. We like, blues and purples and pinks. We do all of that. So whatever y'all need.
Yes, yes. Cool. So let's talk about Crown and Canvas. Where did you get that name? I really love the name.
The
Oh,
name
what
came
made you
from
think of it?
because I really was heavy on the makeup when I first started out. So let's just rewind. I really have been doing hair most of my life, right? Janeah, I mean, I used to watch you do hair before I even knew how to do hair. So like, a lot of people around me have been in the beauty industry and just kind of like, just kind of enamored with looking good, right? So I've been around that for so long and I took an knack to it at an early age. So I started charging people when I was in high school. I started doing sew-ins out of my mama's house when I was in high school. So when I decided that I wanted to go to beauty college, I was still in high school. However, we have a lot of educators in the family. My mom was an educator. She was like, no, girl, you're going to college. You can do the beauty stuff later if you want to. So while I was in college, I was doing hair out of my apartments and dorms and things like that. And that's when Crown and Canvas came about because I started working with people who were like the other students, we would barter. So we had models on campus. We had people that, worked in film on campus. We had designers on campus. People were doing entrepreneurial things at a very early age. So we would barter together. And that's really how I got my start out with Crown and Canvas. So I created the name before I was even a professional. Um, I was working at Ulta Beauty, let's say back in 2012, maybe. Like, yeah, about 10 years ago. And I got really good with makeup back then. So the crown is the top of the head, right? So the
Mm-hmm.
crown, the hair portion, and the canvas represents how we present ourselves, face, makeup, but also skincare. That's what I've been very heavy on. So you can see that right now I'm very light on the makeup because I've really been focusing more on my skincare these days and just feeling beautiful even when I just wake up in the morning and do nothing. So
Come on.
that,
I love it.
yeah, that's been the focus.
Okay. So yeah, I definitely can attest to you and that hair journey because I've seen you. I remember I remember you practicing on many family members. You doing
Mhm.
Dana sewing, us all, working it out. I remember teaching you how to braid and the patterns and things like that. So it's just been awesome to watch you blossom and bloom and to turn that into a business. That's a beautiful thing. What specific services do you offer as far as the crown? Because I know, makeup is makeup, so we don't really have to get in depth with that. But when it comes to hair, what specific services do you offer, and what is your specialty service?
So, like I said, I go by the Everyday Natural Glam. So, any service that I can just enhance your natural beauty with is what I specialize in. So, I do weave, but it's very, very seldom that you'll see me doing a lot of weave and extension kind of services. This day and age, I'm more so focusing on helping people retain their hair length, growing hair. So I have a lot of girls who they might only see me twice a month because they're curly all year round, but they'll come to me when they want their hair straightened out, when they want their ends maintenance, when they want, like serious nutrition, a nice hair mask. And right behind me, you'll see where I do my hair therapies. I do an awesome scalp massage. So it's a very therapeutic experience at this point. That's what I focus on. For color, we want to keep, color is a chemical. So we want to keep any kind of chemically treated hair or color treated hair as healthy as possible. So I do my best to make sure that my clients have the healthiest color hair they can have. I do not do relaxer services anymore. Kids, I very seldom do, to be honest. And it's because my setup, it's already hard for shorter people. It's already hard for high challenge folks. So for very, very small individuals, it can be tough. Furthermore, my schedule is usually when kids are in school. So most of my clientele is, entrepreneurs that kind of have a little bit more time to come in during the week, or people that might work remotely these days where they can kind of bring their laptop and then get their hair done. Because I'm only working until 3 p.m. At this point in my career. So yeah.
Cool.
So enhancing your natural hair, like I said, I do a lot of block styling now too. The guys, a lot of my clientele has grown with the men because there's so many men that have locks or they're into twists or braids now. So yeah, that's what I focus
That's
on.
dope. And also, I think it's also important to talk about the demographics that you service because, of course, sometimes we assume that we only service us. What demographics do you service?
Quite honestly, I'm a multicultural stylist, so I service anybody that has hair.
Good,
Pretty. I
good.
mean that means from any part of the world, I can do your hair with confidence. I don't feel like I can't touch a person's hair because it looks different than mine or anything like that.
So you're
And
not
I have
texture
small children.
specific.
So I do know how to service children. My only issue with servicing children in this space is sometimes we run into height issues and then time slacks. I'm very strict on timing. So kids can sometimes take longer than usual. And I need my clients to be in and out on a certain schedule. So
Cool.
that's
So I want to give you a couple of flowers right now because when I asked you what your specialty is, you didn't even answer that. So let me, before I give you this flower, go ahead and let me know what you think your specialty service is. What when you put your hands on it, it's gonna come out like bam.
so when I think of me, if I were someone who was going to go to anybody in Chicago, I'm going to think of Amber Nyree as somebody who I would want to silk out my hair and that I want, if I got highlights or something like that. If I ever wanted to be blonde or if I got highlighting, I want myself to do it. Silk outs.
Okay, good. Silk
I'm
outs and you say
highlight.
highlights.
Yeah,
I
blonding.
definitely, so I'm going to give you flowers on. You are really like, you kill the game with the color and the highlights. So, in my personal opinion, that's just my opinion. That is something that you have a true gift for. Like, girl, that the color, especially when you do highlights and multicolors and people hair, it is off the chain. So,
Thank
sometimes we're a little humble and we don't, whatever. But if people don't even tell you, maybe you don't know that, that you're just that bomb in that, but you really are. Your color game is off the charts, Amber. And so I want to give you those flowers and let you know I do know you do all kind of other services and you do a great job, but you have really honed into that color. And it's good because a lot of our culture or our people who do hair, that even do hair well, they do not do good color. You know, they over color, over process the hair. It's usually the not the right tones. You always hit it right on the nail with those colors. So I want to give you those flowers. And I
Thank
want to, if you hadn't thought about that, I wanted you to know that your color game is sick, girl. Okay, your color game is sick. Because somebody comes to you and want platinum, they get platinum. They don't get off yellow, off white. They get platinum, and so that is a specialty. And yes, yes, she color locks, Nikki. She colors everything. So that's her. I should have let you answer that, but I know you. You do the
I'm
colors.
seeing the comments that are leaving so quickly, but I can color any kind of hair, whether it's locks, whether it's straight, whether it's curly, short, long, doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yes, Brandy. This is Ted's daughter. This is Twan's sister. You hit it on the head. So where's your shop located?
We're actually located right off of Roosevelt and Jefferson. So we're in the South Loop area, very, very close to the medical district and the West Loop as well. So if you are familiar with Chicago and, the South Loop, we're right over here, right by Best Buy.
Okay. So you're in a more prominent area. The clientele in that area is definitely a little more upscale. So what made you decide to pick that location? And I know that you've been in that location for a while, even at not just now your own private little salon, not little, but your own private space, your own salon, but you've been in that area for a while. Why have you chosen that area and stuck to that area?
I would say it's because of the services that I offer. I realized that I need to be in spaces where I can find anybody. When you go outside on Roosevelt Street, you're gonna see anybody. So I don't want to be in an environment where people feel like, oh well, I don't do that kind of stuff to my hair. If I go outside, there's always going to be somebody who I can do things to their hair that they're comfortable with. And I think that's what works best for me. Um, don't get me wrong. I worked in other spaces and other neighborhoods that were more specialized, and it actually made me grow. It made me better in our hair, that kind of thing. But I will say that I know my niche. I know what works well for me. A lot of people that don't have curly hair, they might not want to put a flat iron on their hair. So I know how to make hair look like it's flat iron with just a blow dryer. So those kinds of things and that's a service that I can do pretty quickly and still charge pretty much the same as if someone got their hair flat iron. So I just had to do what works well with my skill set.
Cool. So you are a young boss, a young entrepreneur, and we're going to talk about your second business in a little bit and go into that because you actually have two businesses that you're running right now. You're young, you're a mother. You've actually, let me also say, did you go to college?
Yeah, I'm a college grad.
And
I
what was
graduated.
your major in college?
Well, psychology was my major with a minor in African American interdisciplinary studies. Y'all got me on the Afro side too. But yeah,
I
I have
know.
a BS in psych, and immediately after achieving that, I was in cosmetology school, just like that. So I already knew where I wanted to be and what spoke to my heart. And I do believe that everybody considers their beautician as their kind of like makeshift therapist in a way. I do believe that psychology has helped me connect with my clientele, no matter who it is, and make people feel comfortable in that way. But I'm just glad that when I come to work, I don't feel like I'm at work. So I'm glad
Yes. I
yeah.
think, even though we didn't have to talk about you going to college and getting a degree because it's not a direct correlation to what you're doing now. But I always want to talk about people's path because especially for someone like yourself, you're young and there are other young people who are really trying to figure out what they want to do. They've been to college. Some people go to college and they do nothing within the field that they studied. And sometimes people might feel like a failure or they feel lost. And I want people to know that even though you take that journey, that doesn't mean that that's, you know, your final destination, and you can still excel and do other things. So like you said, the psychology kind of helps you out still with this industry, but you knew already that hair was your passion. So that's a
Mhm.
good thing. And after you left college, did you go get professionally trained in hair and makeup?
Absolutely. So I have been following a lot of people on YouTube. So I graduated from college in 2014. So back then, we didn't have TikTok. We didn't, Instagram was like just kind of budding, for a few years. But when you wanted to learn something or when you wanted to look at influencers, you would go on YouTube. So YouTube was like my go-to space when I was just enamored with different people who were in the beauty industry. I would go on YouTube. And I learned, I would say, some of the people that motivated me the most. You guys probably know her now because she has like a big salon and big hair company in Atlanta. Her name's Ming Lee. But she was like a very, very dope and very popular at the time for Snob Mob or Snob Life Studios in Atlanta. So I knew she went to the school that I ended up going to, and there were these twins. They're called the Glam Twins. They're from Alabama, the cutest black girls you're gonna meet, right? And then they had this long, look like just beautiful, long, natural hair. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And they weren't licensed yet when I was watching them. But they eventually also went to the school. I'm Bob. They eventually went to the school that I ended up going to. So I was kind of looking at where the people that inspired me, I'm like, where did they go to school? How did they learn their skill set? And I mean, that's how I picked where I decided to go. Yeah.
Oh, I never knew that. That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay. Yeah, and so let me mention Amber is in Chicago, Illinois, but she went to school in Atlanta. So she does have ties with Atlanta and Chicago, but she went to college and hair 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 and beauty school in Atlanta, right?
When I first went off to college, I went to Spelman, you know, number one HBCU in the in the country, number one HBCU, Spelman College. I went there. Great experience. It wasn't quite the experience I was looking for, so I did transfer back up to University of Illinois in Champaign. However, I have to give Spelman so much credit for the connections that I made there. Also with Morehouse and Clark Atlanta, just the AUC, we were just a big family, and I still am very well connected with everyone there. So it made a very big difference when I went back to Atlanta. I went to the Aveda Institute of Atlanta. If you guys are familiar with it, Aveda is a plant-based, holistic, Ayurvedic kinds of space where they teach everything. Everything when you think of cosmetology, they teach all of those things. So I went to the Aveda Institute in Atlanta, in Midtown, very close to Buckhead. So it was an affluent kind of area.
Mm-hmm.
And it was nice to just have friends in Atlanta already so that I didn't feel like I was just going there and it was a random space. I have family in Atlanta already. So it was a great thing to be back in Atlanta and to have that experience there.
All
Yeah.
right. Just want to mention that I really love the whole essence of your salon in the background. It looks so serene. I love the greenery that you have there, the pictures. It looks really nice. I'm so proud of you. As I said, you guys, in the beginning, I did not mention how I know Amber, but a lot of the people on here already know how I know Amber because she's my little cousin. We always say little because Amber is my first cousin. And out of a bunch of us, Amber is the youngest of us. And when Amber came into our lives, I was 14. So Amber really is like the baby. She was all of our baby. We all took her under our wings, did her hair forever. And yeah, she was. I lived with her at one point at her mother's house, and she was right there when I was braiding the neighborhood's hair, doing the hair. So she saw a lot of this. And if you guys tuned in a couple days ago, I interviewed Boaty Davis. He is her big cousin. He's our big cousin. So this is our second cousin who has started their own beauty or Boyd isn't in beauty. He's a barber, but she's a beautician. She's worked in his shop. So we are a very we're a very driven family, and we support each other. We try to help each other get whatever goals we have done. So I am so elated to give the youngest of my first cousins her flowers today. I love you so much. This is just like awesome. Girl, I'm about to cry.
Don't, don't do it. Don't you do it.
I know. I don't want to, but I'm about to because you are our baby. And
I
you're
know.
glowing and you're shining. You're a mother and you have your own business. This is beautiful. But before I really get all emotional, let's talk about your second business because this is not your only business. What's your other business that you have birthed recently? What is the name of it and what actually, do you what services are you giving through that business?
So my second business, it's crazy because our cousin, he's on right now, but we're so like interconnected with what we do. It is a wild thing. So I really
Mm-hmm.
just had to just be in a family where we just understand each other in that way. But what I do with my second business is called Lotus Glow, also known as Lotus Glow Wellness. You can go to lotusglowwellness.com and check it out for yourself. It started off as a juicing business, but I would like to consider it a wellness business because I do see myself expanding and just giving knowledge that is far beyond juicing. So I do make fresh, organic, cold pressed juices. And if you've never had a real juice, you taste real juice and you'll never really want the stuff you can find in a store. So, but it's 100% juice. It is made with a juicer, not a blender. It's not a smoothie. It's quite different. So I would definitely advise that you do your research, check my website out. I have a lot of that information there. And then I also offer wellness shots. So they're juice blended wellness shots and they're also brewed wellness shots. And
Mm.
I know a lot of people have gotten into elderberry lately, but I have an elderberry elixir that I brew, and that is a great mucus killer. It's a great immune system booster. And from that product, I created a new product called elderberry lemonade. So I'm doing pretty much like
Oh,
three different.
so good.
Yeah, that's the one that pretty much all year round people are well receiving, right? So elderberry lemonade, the juice shots, the elderberry elixir shots, and the juice fresh pressed juice is what the business really is. Yeah.
So, what prompted you to start this wellness business? Because you're all in the hair industry. As well, thank you for saying that. The hair industry and the hair and beauty, and this is a totally different arena. So, what prompted you to start this business? You're back. You had a
I'm
call.
on, I'm trying to see, yeah, because it was doubling. Okay, I'm sorry.
There you go. You're
So
back.
you said repeat for me.
What prompted? I know you're in the hair and beauty industry. That's been what you've been doing for a while. What prompted you to start this wellness business?
Okay. I might have to come off and go back on because it's literally doubling everything I say. Do you hear,
Not
you
on
hear
this end.
I can't. I'm gonna try to speak this. Let me.
Now it is.
Okay, I'm gonna come off and just go back on. I can't do it like this.
Go for it. See that technology, y'all. It always does its own little thing, and we had to be ready for that on this platform. So happy though that we're able to get this tea from Miss Amber. I'm sure she'll be back on soon. Nikki, you say you feel old. I know I feel old just to be talking to her in this capacity. This is Awesome. All right. She is back. Let's bring her back on. All right.
Okay. That's so much better. I was freaking out. Okay, so give me the question one more time. I'm so sorry.
What prompted you to start the wellness business? You've been in hair and beauty. What
Okay.
prompted you to start this business?
Okay. So that's a multifaceted question. However, I'm going to start by saying that I didn't plan to start a business. I was on my own personal juicing journey. And when the pandemic hit, I just started to make juice at home. I ordered juicer. I'm like, okay, well, this is the opportunity for me to kind of detox my body. I can focus on nutrition. You know, obviously, we didn't know what was going on with COVID. So we were like, we just need to be healthy. We just need to focus. And I consider myself like someone who's really into holistic medicine and not so much Western medicine. So I just wanted to be healthy without having to take other things. So that's where the journey came from. I would just start going live on Facebook while I was juicing to try to educate. And that's really where it came from. And then people were like, well, I want some. Like, and I was just like, you can have some, come get some. And then I had to think about it like, well, I need to put it in something. So that's kind of how that came about. Actually, Dana was one of the first person that she like gave me a whole bunch of mason jars. She was like, I got all these mason jars. You can have this. You can sell this stuff in the mason jars. And I was like, okay, I guess. And that's how it really started. That I started selling juice out of mason jars. And then people were like, well, can I get it in this size or can I get it in that size? I mean, do you do plastic bottles? Do you do this? Do you do it? So I was just like, okay, I mean, I wasn't trying to do it like that, but it just became a business because shops were closed down. The extra income was great. And I just believe that people need to have more fruits and vegetables and herbs and roots in their everyday diet anyway. So, but I do want to touch on this because I didn't know what juicing was until I moved to Atlanta. When I moved to Atlanta back in 2014 for cosmetology school, I was living with our vegan cousins, right? So I was living with
Diana.
Diana and Milena. And they were just at the time very hardcore health freaks, right? So I was like, I mean, Milena still is.
Right.
But they were juice fasting. So maybe I moved there in August. In October, they did something called a 10-day juice fast. And that was like a big thing that they would do. And like they had a group for it and everything. And I just hopped on. They were like, you gonna do it with us? I was like, okay, cool. And juice fasting is really easy to do if you're living with people who are doing that. So I learned how to juice through them. I did my first fast with them. And that's really what even gave me the knowledge to do it again later in life. So that's how it kind of came about for me. I got pretty much the same juicer that I used to use with them. And that's why I was just like, okay, that's a good juicer. I want that one. But yeah.
Tanisha says she survived one challenge with them. I'm glad you survived one because I never survived one of those 10-day juice challenges
Really?
that they did. I tried, but I've never survived the whole 10 days. So it's good that y'all have survived. But let the people know, what is the benefit of cold pressed juice versus regular juice?
Okay, so let's get into it, right? Because a cold pressed juice, for one, is different from different forms of other juice. Like there are other juices on the market that are not cold pressed. And let's just talk about that because cold press means that we are using the lowest possible temperature to press the juice out of the fruits, vegetables, herbs, and roots and things like that. So
Okay.
therefore, we're trying to preserve the nutrition. And by preserving the nutrition, you're keeping the enzymes alive. So the enzymes are what actually, those are the live bodies of nutrition, right? Those are like the probiotics, right? Those are the things that you really, really want in your juice, which is why it's important to consume it as fast as possible. I mean, I would prefer within the first 24 hours that you consume your juices, right? Now, regular juices that you might find in a store, if you actually read the bottle, it might say like 5% juice from concentrate, 10% juice. Most of them are not cold pressed. Most of them are not actual juices. They're like dilutions. Um, Most of them are full of fake sugars. Some of them might have cane sugar. They might have added water, added things to them. Real juice is only the juice from the fruit, vegetable, herb, and root. No water added, no sugar added, nothing. It's literally just real juice. So if I could say what are the real benefits, you want to have those live enzymes. That's so important. And that's why we want it cold pressed, because we don't want to kill the enzymes. So even when you go and you get like cold pressed juice that is like in a store sitting on a shelf and it's good for another 2-3 months, the enzymes are dead because they had to use a pressurizing system to keep its shelf life. Real juice is only going to last about 2 or 3 days in your fridge, and then you got to throw it out because the enzymes are what's keeping it alive. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if that was sufficient or
No,
not.
that was sufficient.
Okay.
And that was sufficient. I think it's awesome. A lot of these people were also on the live with Watt. So I have two of my cousins here that are in the hair industry, but they both have been dropping all this health knowledge while I think it's amazing that you both are predominantly in the hair industry, but you both have birthed a whole new business based off of your health and wellness choices, which is good. So Blat learned us something with the flexitarian,
Mm-hmm.
with the flexitarian the other day, and about the alkaline diet, which was really great. And so now you're telling us about the importance of fresh juice and cold pressed juice. So it's just good to see that people are well rounded. You guys are, first of all, you guys are just so dope because you guys take your own journey and have turned your journey into a business and made money off of it. And you're educating and you're also helping people at the same time. So kudos to you for that, cuz like your flowers for that as well. I want to give you.
Thank
That's so
you.
dope. So let's take it back to Crown and Canvas. Where do you see Crown and Canvas in 5 years from now?
5 years from now, I see, well, let's just be real. We are moving into a civilization where technology is going to really do its thing. So 5 years from now, do I still think I'll be behind the chair? Yes, but in different avenues. I'm also a licensed educator, so I didn't talk about that much. But right before the pandemic, I got licensed at Dudley Beauty College here in Chicago, Black owned, Black product owned. Um, and it was weird because I had to finish during the pandemic. But I do want to focus on beauty education more. 5 years from now, I don't want to only be behind the chair. I want to have a platform so that I can give beauty education to other professionals and just clientele that wants to know more. So that's really what's big for me is finding a way to virtually connect with people and give them beauty and wellness information if they want it.
That is dope. And kudos to you as well for continuing your education and taking different steps and levels and leveling up because I totally forgot that you did go to school to teach
Yeah.
this stuff as well. Like I totally forgot. You guys do so much. It's hard. Like as far as our family, we always got something going on, so it is hard to keep track of all of our endeavors because we always endeavoring something. So that's I know that's not even a word, but it is when I use it. Okay. So now that's where you want Crown and Canvas to go.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Lotus Wellness is something that was birthed out of your health and your wellness. Do you have a vision for that business as well in 5 years?
I mean, I
Or are you
do.
going with the flow with
Right
that
now,
one?
we're gonna have to sit down and have a discussion because, like I said, and if I could literally talk about Boy for probably another hour because he's so inextricably linked to so many things that I've done over the years that it's like we have to find a way to kind of like get back into it as family, but just as professionals in both the beauty and wellness industry. So I really do want a brick and mortar like a juice bar or a wellness bar, spa kind of filling space where people can just have those options in Black neighborhoods too, because we just don't have enough of that. I don't want to have to
Right.
be making juice out of my home, selling it. This fridge is here. I don't know if y'all can see it. There's a fridge here just in case people want to pick up juice from the salon. I want to have those spaces, but I want to be able to have a space where people can come in with their laptops, do some work, and get fresh juice in the morning instead of coffee, because we should be starting our day with fresh juice, not coffee.
Mm.
Yeah, like just those little things. The alkaline salads, that's an awesome lunch. That's so awesome. Like all of those things, we need to have that. And I'm a actual vegan now, so everything that I eat is plant based. So just eating those things and having them available, because it's so hard. By the time lunch hits, you're just like, where can I even get food if I didn't make it myself? And we need that. We need those spaces in a brick and mortar environment in Black
Right.
neighborhoods. Yeah.
Right. We do need those healthy options like to just go to that are, just go in and pick it up. Like we can
Mm-hmm.
go to McDonald's and just pick up that crap. We do need those type of spaces. Now,
Mm-hmm.
from what you just said, it kind of I can go ahead and ask this question that Nikki asked. Nicole asks, how does juicing make you feel better on a regular basis? How does
Oh,
consuming it make you
I
feel better on a
thought
regular basis?
in here preaching. So let's just talk about how real food just makes you feel better on a regular basis, right? And real food, and what I mean by real food, and if you go back and talk, listen to what's talk, whole foods that are life based foods, plant based foods that came from the earth, that are real, actual foods with seeds in them, that are not chemically processed, GMO mess with, right? So real foods are gonna make you feel better if you just eat them on your own. Now think about when you have a smoothie, right? If you have a 16-ounce smoothie, you might have, like, let's say, I don't know, about two or three cups of fruit in your smoothie, right? And you're gonna pour in like your juice or your oat milk or whatever you like to put in your. You might put water, you might put some coconut water, those kinds of things you're gonna put in your smoothie, right? Might spice it up with some turmeric, cinnamon, whatever you like. Now, when you put that in the cup, you got about 16 ounces, let's say 2 or 3 cups of fruit in whatever juices you have, right? Now, think about if you could take all the fiber out of what you put into that smoothie. Once you do that and you put it down into juice, you might only have about 6 ounces of juice, right? Now, what you can consume in a 16-ounce smoothie versus what you can consume with 6 ounces of juice is not the same. Let's just say you feel great after your 16-ounce smoothie. You're going to feel just as great after a 6-ounce juice, because it's the same exact nutritional level.
Ah, okay.
So if you're drinking 16 ounces of juice, right, you've pretty much just almost tripled the nutrient level that you had in that 16-ounce smoothie. So that's what I like to talk to people about, because it's really just packing those nutrients into a smaller bottle. So you can get sometimes 3 to 4 times the nutrients in a juice that you can in a smoothie. And that makes all the difference, because we don't realize we should be eating like 5 or 6 servings of fruit and vegetables a day. If you just drink two 8-ounce juices a day, you can have all of your nutrition that you really needed. I mean,
Mm.
that's I'm off of juice and smoothie right now. I ain't had no food all day, and I feel great.
Yeah, the natural energy that it gives you is one thing that definitely feels good. Like you
Mm-hmm.
said, starting your day off with a juice versus a coffee, some people don't believe that they will feel just as good with the juice as they would with the coffee. But one thing I can attest to is that when you do start off with that juice, you don't crash as you do with the coffee. You don't
Mm-hmm.
have the jitters from the caffeine. You don't have the side effects that caffeine actually provide as well. So those are a couple of the things, Nikki, from both of our point of view that definitely, help with the natural juicing versus all of these other artificial things. Coffee isn't artificial, but it is something that we really shouldn't be consuming it every day.
See, coffee isn't that bad. It's just that when people start adding all like the dairy
Adding
products, the sugar, that's what starts loading it down, and that you don't really need. Now, if you were
right.
putting, just a espresso shot, you taking that in the morning, you probably better off doing that than getting a real coffee. Excuse
Okay.
me. But I mean, I don't know. I think Bob might have touched on this, but like how you eat throughout the day is going to determine how you feel throughout the day. So in the morning, we're only supposed to be having water, like a spring water or, like alkaline water. And we need to have fruit. And that's all you need up until about noon. So if you had anything else before that, you've already disturbed your digestive balance. That's literally, you've already thrown yourself off for the day. So when you can focus on just like a fruit-based juice in the morning or like eating fruit in the morning and water, you'll feel better anyway.
Good, cool. So, as a successful business owner of two businesses, what advice would you give someone who is thinking about either taking their passion, their dreams, or something like that, and going off and starting their own business, their own journey, but they're scared? Maybe they're listening to the naysayers, especially in this day and age. It's a lot of people out here. It's more people out here that definitely will discourage you than encourage you. Especially in a time like now to do something on your own. What advice would you give somebody who is thinking about taking this type of journey as an entrepreneur? Well, not your journey, but as an entrepreneur.
What I first like to do and talk to people about is redefining what happiness means to them and what it looks like for you. What does your best life look like? And I also
Mm,
remind people that time is a finite resource. At least on this realm, time is something that we don't get back, right? Money we can always get more of. Sleep we can get a little bit more of. But actual
right.
time, yesterday's gone. It's over with. 2 minutes ago, that's already over with. So anytime you're in a space where you feel like your time has been taken away from you, that's too expensive. Anytime you're doing something in your day, by the time you get home, it's dark outside and you haven't done any of the things that you actually enjoy doing, you might be in the wrong space. So if you don't have time in your day to be happy, and that's whatever that looks like for you, maybe you're in the wrong field. So that's why I like to tell people, I'm like, even when I go to work, I've done the things that make me happy. Even when I go to work, I've done the things that make me feel like I'm fulfilled for the day. So sometimes that can be working for another person still. It doesn't have to be an entrepreneurial space. But the thing about being an entrepreneur is creating a schedule that fits your lifestyle. Now, I was an independent contractor where I worked in other people's salons and I worked in other people's spaces, but I couldn't control what that environment looked like for me. And that's important about how I feel. And as a mother of three small children, especially during and after pandemic, living, I needed to be able to control my schedule. So those things really played a major factor in me getting my own space. So you need to think about your lifestyle, what is reasonable for your lifestyle, and what actually just makes you truly happy in whatever that looks like for you. So for me, having more time, having more flexibility, and having an environment that makes me feel good is actually better than making more money by working longer hours and more days. That's what's more important to me. So it just depends on you. Some people are just like, I would rather be in a space where I can work 13 hours a day if I want to. You can. You could do that in your own space or as my. It just kind of depends on what your lifestyle looks like.
Cool. So I'm gonna go back just a little bit, and you talked about you've gone through the process to become you've been certified to be an educator in the hair industry. Our cousin Phyllis asked the question, would you, let me read it off of here. Are you open to educating on the juicing process?
Yes, and if I'm being honest, I think that's what I used to do. Like when I would make the videos, it wasn't just to
Yep.
sell the juice. I was actually making the videos so that I can teach people about the juicing process. And I have gotten away from that a little bit. I don't know. Like I really don't. I put more time into beauty now than I do with juice, and maybe it's because I kind of have the people who like know the product and they just order it. But I do maybe when the summer hits, it'll be more natural for me to do that. I do plan to get back into making those videos where I'm actually letting you guys know more about nutrition. I will say, if you follow Lotus Glow Wellness on Instagram, or if you go to lotusglowwellness.com, you can find some information on the website. But Instagram is probably the best place if you want like daily or weekly kind of tips on nutrition. Because I do try to do some sharing on that platform as well.
Good. Awesome. Awesome. How do you define success?
I think success is having the lifestyle that best fits you, having the time to do the things that you love to do. And especially if you have a family, just being able to have that work-life balance is success. And it can look different throughout the years. It can look different as you age and as the people around you age. And I think success is bigger than money. That's the first point I really, really want to make, and I can't say it enough. Success is bigger than money because I know people that make a lot of money but don't have the happiness to go along with it. And I've even seen myself. I've seen myself work 2 and 3 jobs and have all of these material things around me, but I didn't have the actual happiness to go along with the stuff and the money.
Mm.
I think I'm actually at a very successful space now for myself because as a mother, I'm able to create a schedule that works around my children's schedule. And I've never had that before. And I think that's a great success for me because I don't feel like I have to pick motherhood over business.
Or business over motherhood.
It's motherhood, yeah. It's like I can balance them because of having my own space
Yeah,
to do it.
and because and in actuality, more people have to balance business. More people not have to. More people will have to and do balance business over motherhood, which is
Mm-hmm.
crazy. But that is, that is the way the world is set up. Because if I can't pay the bills, if I can't support my kids, then we lose everything. So sometimes, that trumps what the time they could spend with their kids and the things that they could do with their kids. So kudos to you for being able to be for providing yourself with that type of space and that type of lifestyle where your kids do not suffer and they still have their mom vibrant and they have time with their mom, and you are dead serious about I'm off at 3 o'clock and I go get my kids, and my kids time is from 3:30 or whatever time I make it to them until they go to sleep. And there's a lot of people who don't do that. There's a lot of people who the only time they spend with their kids is between 7 and 9 o'clock. Get them something to eat and put them in the bed. So kudos to you for that because that is success and that is beautiful. Um, in your opinion, what are the qualities of a successful entrepreneur?
The qualities of a successful entrepreneur. I believe that a successful entrepreneur is passionate. That's like number one. That's like number one. I don't see how you can be successful in anything you do without the passion, especially when you're working for yourself. Because the thing about working for other people is they create deadlines for you. They create
Mm,
for you. See, when you are an entrepreneur, you have to do it all on your own. Or you have to find a blueprint and use that for yourself. So that passion is what's going to drive your success. And then also not having the burnout because it's easy to get burnt out doing things that you don't want to do, or doing things in a way that you don't want to do them. An organization is like a very, very quick runner up after passion, because you can be as passionate as you want to be, but if you don't make it make sense and have a structure to how you do things, you can quickly fall, and you'll be making mistakes that you didn't have to make if you just started through a little better. You'll be spending money you didn't have to spend. You'll be having a lot of things out of order if you don't have that order in your plan from the beginning.
Oh, I'm so proud of you, Cuzzy. You're so well spoken. That's what I'm loving about this platform. We talk all the time as cousins when we're together, because we are cousins that past few years we haven't been able to, especially with the dynamics that's going on, but we get together a lot. We bounce ideas and things off of each other. So it is good to be able to have this serious conversation with you, because everybody knows I love to joke and talk shit all the time. So I always have jokes and stuff. So it's good to be able to have this conversation with, I'm sorry, where we can be serious, where I can be serious, because I'm really the one that's not the serious one all the time. So kudos to you for all that you've done. Want to give you your flowers all while you on this side of the dirt, not when you get on the other side of the dirt. You deserve these flowers. And I speak from all of our cousins. We are so proud of you. You are, I don't care. We're gonna be 80 and we still gonna say you're our baby, because you are our baby. But you're a grown ass woman. You're a grown ass woman. But we will always protect you, be there for you, support you, hold you down. We love you so much. You have a great group of friends. You have friends that have been with you since elementary school. We've seen you all grow up and become parents and adults, beautiful women. It's good to see you keep going, cuz keep elevating, keep following your passion, because I can't wait to see it come through your kids, because your kids are always right there with you through all these processes. And so it's no way that these entrepreneurial skills, this drive, the commitment is not going to fall onto them. Stay focused, stay elevating, keep learning new things, keep teaching other people new things, and let the people know where can they find you, where can they follow your businesses or you.
Well, the first space, if you are not big on Facebook, I would say the runner up for me would have to be Instagram. So you can go to the Amber Nyree. That's THE Amber Nyree. And then you can hit my link tree. And if you hit link tree, you can get all the businesses and all of the stuff I'm into. Also, you can find the Crown and Canvas page. You can find the Lotus Glow Wellness page from there. And that is probably the easiest way to kind of get in tune with myself and then my other businesses.
What is the easiest way to book services with you if somebody wanted to get their hair done or something like that?
So I'm located on Style Seat. So the easiest way would be to go directly to Style Seat and get my business there. So when you find the Crown and Canvas, either Facebook page or Instagram page, the links are both there for you to hit book. And when you hit book, it'll take you directly to Style Seat, and you can literally you can send me a message if you have questions. But if you know what you want, everything's organized and everything's described to you based on the starting price and what that service looks like. There are many pictures of what those services can look like on you as well. And then you can book from there.
Dope, dope. I really enjoyed this interview, cousin. It is great to speak with you in this manner. Is there any other nuggets, word of advice, or any last thing you would like to add before we end our interview?
I think two main things I want to say. I do want to give you your flowers back, not just as my cousin, but as a wonderful host, as a wonderful curator of ideas. You've always been a very creative person that I've just seen do so many great things and do it in a creative way. Always be good at like hosting, and you put your humor even into your Boss Conversations interview. So I think this is great that you are on this platform because it's natural for you as well. And just I feel like you're doing something you love when you do this. So I love to see you do this.
Yes. You're right.
Yes, but I do want to say
Yeah.
to anybody who has a business, wants a business, has ideas and they don't know what to do with them, just kind of sit back and write things down on paper. Put things to pen, put things to pencil, and things start to come full circle when you really understand yourself. Get to know yourself, and then what is meant for you will come back to you. Like I said, I could talk about Bois for an hour, but I was sweeping hair in Bois shop when I was 13. I stopped eating beef when I was sitting in Bois shop. I stopped eating pork the year after sitting in Bois. Oh, no. I stopped eating pork first. And this is from being a little girl, being around you guys. Like, you would stop eating pork for a while, too. You, Brian,
For
a couple of y'all.
13 years. I stopped eating pork for 13 years and then went back.
I never knew I would be a vegan now, right? I never knew
Mm-hmm.
I would be a salon owner and all this stuff now. But like being in those spaces, having older cousins that were like already doing those things, already in tune with so many things, it came full circle for me later. I didn't know that it was going to be such a big part of my life to be into beauty and wellness when I was already around it. Those kinds of things. The first when I came out of the beauty industry, when I came out of beauty school, I went right back to Bois Shop. And it was like 10 years later. I didn't know that 10 years from me sweeping his shop, I was going to be working in it as a licensed professional. So those are the things that start coming full circle. And we were talking about alkaline waters and stuff there. He was already in tune with the holistic approach that I had not yet taken in some ways. So just put things on paper and just look around, and so many things will come back to you, because a lot of our passions we don't have to find. We just need to dig deeper in ourselves to figure out what they are.
That was a great last word. That was awesome. Yes, Shanita, you're not the only crybaby in the family. Amber got me up here crying. I wasn't even supposed to cry today. I wasn't supposed to cry at all, but I'm so proud of her, and I really appreciate you giving me flowers. This is something, I love to do. Creativity has been me, and I love it. I love to be able to share these things with my family and friends. I know so many dope souls, and I hope to continue to highlight the, not hope, I will continue to highlight them. Shanita, you shouldn't even mention the crying, because now you got me crying even more. Okay? But you did good, Amber, because you ain't broke a tear, so good for you.
I ain't crying for y'all.
Right.
I'm
You did real good. You did real
crying.
good.
There are so many tears that come into the epiphany of, oh, this is what I need to be doing. The epiphany of, this is what works for me. You're going to cry a lot as you learn about who you are and what you are and whose you are. And all of those things matter so much when you just step into what works for you. So I don't have to cry now, because I haven't cried a lot already.
Hey, yes, boy, siblings with the C. You guys, all our first cousins, we are like sisters and brothers. So we call each other siblings with the C. But it's not even really just all of our first cousins, because we have most, we have a whole nother little extended cousin, our grandmother's brother. Those cousins are like our siblings too. And we all support each other so strong. And this is just, what you're seeing whenever I interview any of my family members is just an attest to our parents and grandparents and how tight they were, and how they really promoted family, like supporting each other, being there for each other. I don't care if we was in the slums or not in the slums. We was always there to pick each other back up out the slums. We were always there to be, we were always taught to be there for each other. And it is good to listen to see and hear how much we have all influenced each other. And as much as you've learned from us, Amber, we learn from you too. You are the youngest of us, but you are also an adult as well. You're very intelligent, well spoken, you're driven. Girl, when I say you got your head set on something, it be set on it. You know what I'm saying? And so we do learn from you as well. And I don't want you to ever think that, we feel like it's always us teaching you and always us giving to you. You give back to us just as much, just as much. We appreciate it and we love it. And so we're going to go on and do bigger and better things. And as my platform grows and as you grow, we're going to do this again and we're going to come back and we're going to talk about how you've elevated and where you've gone. Thank you for coming on and blessing me with this time and sitting down and having a boss conversation with me because you are a boss of a couple hats. Keep your bosstivity moves going. I love you so much, Amber Nyree. Love the shop. I love the whole wellness journey that you're on. Get into sharing, keep sharing those wellness journeys again, because remember that is how people started wanting to buy from you. So come on back with that. Hey, Felonious. Hey, Felonious Tanis. So I'm going to go ahead and end the interview. That was great. You can get back to your business and everything you got going on. I will be talking to you. Have a blessed day, Cuzzy.
Likewise, love you guys.
All right. All right, you guys. So yeah, y'all didn't see me crying and bawling on here. I'm so proud of this young lady. I don't know what to do. I remember holding her as a baby and brushing her. No, she was a bald headed baby, rubbing her little, rubbing her little head, and to see her fully grown and blossomed into a beautiful woman, mother, business owner. It is awesome and amazing giving her flowers while she's here. And that's something I want people to start practicing. We need to give our people their flowers while they are on this side of the dirt because they can't see the flowers that we give them when they get on the other side of the dirt. It's nice that we bring them and set them around the coffins, but that really does them nothing. That's for us. We look at that. They don't get to see that. So I want us to start doing that. I think you guys, if you have family members, friends, or anybody that you're proud of, give them their flowers. Tell them that you're proud of them. Tell them that you appreciate them. Tell them that you appreciate whatever it is that they've done or shown you that has helped you grow. It's awesome. Give your people their flowers. And so, yeah, you guys tune in. I have another boss coming in tomorrow. We're going back to the 8 p.m. slot. um, Again, as an entrepreneur, you have to, work your schedule around either your clients or your own schedule. And so I was definitely more than willing to work out coming on here earlier for Amber because as we said, when she gets her kids, it's about mommy mode. She's no longer in entrepreneur mode. And so I wanted to honor that and come on here early when she is in business mode. So, honor your people for the space they're in. That's another thing. An entrepreneur sets the tone that they want to set. And you honor that tone. Don't try to get them to change that. That is what they worked hard for. So, you guys, check me out tomorrow, 8 p.m. My next boss coming up is Moses Ackham, and he has a great meditation business. I've known him for I think about 14, 15 years now, which is great. We're going to talk about the business adventures that he and I actually engaged in back in the day. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all can start cheating on your jobs now and go back to work. We out.